Hey guys, welcome to Real Talk. I'm Danny McCallum, the multimedia specialist for the Clarion, student newspaper here at Sinclair.
And I'm Tyler Mackey, I'm the cartoonist.
And today we're going to be talking about Paranorman. This was a stop-motion animated film released in 2012 and was received pretty well critically. I think a lot of people liked it. It was marketed towards children, but as we'll go into a little bit later, it has a lot more deeper themes that can be addressed and talked about. So, what's this movie about?
In a Massachusetts town, there's a boy named Norman with the ability to see and interact with the dead. And he's the only one in the town with this ability. So no one believes him. They just think he's weird and they cast him aside. He starts to see more intense visions of almost like a curse happening, and it's right around the time of the anniversary of, a witch burning happened, which is what the town is known for. So these visions get more intense, and he starts to realize that the witches is becoming more real and getting ready to attack the town with zombies and whatnot. So him and a bunch of people, which are friends, get stuck together and slowly become friends and deal with the crisis at the same time.
What is that? It's her.
I thought this plot was a little bit tired. I thought that it's been done before. I feel like it didn't bring anything spectacular or new to the table. I think that the real core concepts of the film were, this boy has a gift, this boy has a special skill. Nobody believes him, but he turns out to be right all the time. It really didn't push any boundaries, didn't push the envelope too much when it comes to any sort of, plot twist or things like that. But I really do think that the plot's purpose was to support the rest of the film, which I thought was really nice.
I agree with a lot of your final comments. I kind of disagree though, because at the beginning they had like the 1970 movie film company logos, and to me that was like, hey, you're going to see a bunch of themes that we've already seen before throughout the years of these, B-movie horror, B-horror movies. But after they did those concepts and they developed the characters and brought everything along in a fresh way with the stale concepts, they expanded upon, hey, you may have seen this scenario before, but did you think about it from this perspective? And they did a really good job of that, asking why and answering it.
Yeah, and I definitely see that. It's just that this movie, I think it might be more of a personal thing. I think it just didn't strike me, as there wasn't anything in this plot that really was like, wow, this is something I didn't expect to happen, or things like that. But I understand where you're coming from. Its purpose was to really, I think we agree on the point that the purpose of the plot was to really push along the rest of these elements, to really solidify these themes.
The overall, the denouement and the rise and climax of everything was pretty predictable, but the situations and perspectives of certain characters were warped and changed and flipped throughout. And I'm like, I didn't see it from that, and that's such a cool concept to do. But what really made this movie was the character design and development.
Absolutely, yeah. Going into the character development, I think we definitely agree on this. The character development is what, in my opinion, sells this movie. I think this is a character movie in every sense of the word. Everybody is kind of established right up front. We know who's who. We can understand how characters interact with each other from the first 10 minutes of the film. And so the rest of this time, it really becomes them shining in different wacky situations, things like that. Norman is, the kind, he's kind of he's static throughout the film. He's a little bit unchanging because he was in the right. He knows what's going on. He knows that something bad is going to happen and no one's listening to him. The whole town kind of changes around him. Beyond that, I think that there are some nominal changes in the rest of the characters. But you were saying something before we started filming about the dad. You thought that he took a really big, drastic change. You want to go into that a bit?
He was really cold toward Norman at the beginning, and he's still saying very mean things throughout the movie. But towards the end, he's not 100% resolved, but you can tell he's starting to lighten up and embrace it. And the dialogue each character has is their own voice, and they just add quirky things to go along with their quirky designs. I mean, everybody has a different shape in this, and it's really just animates their points and their characteristics and all that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they just moved the plot along, and I was just enjoying it, just watching their little expressions.
Yeah, absolutely. This is very much, you get a sense everything is so well thought out. Everything is so well planned. Everything is just perfectly within itself. You know, the characters are, you know, easy to understand who they are, and they fill that role. They embrace it. They know what they're doing. The voice actors and actresses in this film are fantastic. You know, you have the jock character who's very stereotypical, who kind of is oblivious to what's going on. You know, he loves his car and things like that. You've got the sister character who's very much a typical teenage girl stereotype who wants this jock to, you know, be in love with her, stuff like that. You've got the nerdy kid, you've got the bully. All of these characters are not necessarily unique, but they are played in such a unique way that it really pushes the film along, makes these characters interesting.
Everything is not in perspective. You have little warped tiles, nothing's a straight line, and that adds that creepy, haunting, hey, this world could twist at any moment, unsettling vibe, and they got it to a T.
Absolutely. I think that what was very interesting about this film, in regards to set design and cinematography, excuse me, was that as a stop motion film, it took a lot of cues from the cinematic task. You know, there was a very dynamic camera. It was moving around. There was a lot of engagement with set pieces, characters, things like that. You know, I think to the introduction scene of Norman seeing the ghost. He's walking to school, and you see kind of everyone looking at him weird because he's talking to people that nobody else can see. And then we get a great camera pan, and then we see everything from Norman's perspective. That's the kind of thing you see this kind of cinematography throughout the entirety of the film. It doesn't slow down. You always get these great shots, these really interesting, compelling imagery that really tells this story. Beyond that, I think what's really cool and what gave it such a nostalgic quality to me is that it's got that Scooby-Doo feel. You know, for lack of better words, it really does feel like a Scooby-Doo mystery, and you're kind of going along with the gang for a ride. And, you know, they make an allusion to this as well. I believe the police officer at some point says these meddling kids.
Would have been a quiet night too if it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
You know, it wasn't hidden from the plot, but they embrace it, and I think it works great.
I just knew something like this was gonna happen tonight.
You did? Wow. 'Cause that zombie bit really threw me.
Why'd you have to go and get them?
Overall, I like the themes. Paranoia was a huge aspect of it, showing that there was two separate timelines, one from the 1600s and today, and they both played out the same.
Absolutely.
All characters. It just shows how paranoid the people are, and they react without thinking.
Yeah.
Or just worry.
And how it just doesn't change over time. You know, it all came full circle, and I think that that parallel is really cool. And not only character development, but also set design. Every aspect of this film is so well woven together with every other aspect that it makes such a solid product. It's definitely worth a watch.
And the symmetry I love. At the beginning,
Absolutely.
you have Norman watching TV by himself. His family still thinks of him as weird and as a loser, and he's watching it with his dead grandma. And at the end, all of his family, after all they've been through, are buddy-buddy, watching TV together, and everyone embraces Norman and his gift.
Yeah.
Overall, if you're looking for just a funny, good family movie, or good animated movie, good Halloween movie, good movie in any sense, check out Paranorman.
Absolutely. I think it really captures that Scooby-Doo nostalgia vibe, and on that merit alone is worth seeing, not even to counting the rest of the beautiful design elements, which are like art museum quality. Like, I would go into a museum and just look at them.
These faces were done with a 3D printer, and it took a team of 35 animators to film 4 seconds a day.
I mean, this is a lot of time and dedication went in to creating such a beautiful and well-crafted project, and it shows. It really does. So it's definitely worth seeing.
This is Real Talk. Go see the movie.
Go see the movie. Thanks for watching, you guys. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below if you want us to review any movies, and tell us what you thought about this film. Make sure to leave us a like and hit us up on our Facebook page if you want to talk to us. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.